You got a school of wizards, or a school of ninjas, a school of superheroes, and another school of superheroes, and now we got a school of masked wrestling. And by now, I mean 2002. It's Mucha Lucha on Kids WB, boy!
Mucha Lucha!
A true luchador knows the value of family. No matter where you are when you call them, they've got to come pick you up.
Just like those other inferior movies and shows, Mucha Lucha follows Ricochet, the shonen anime protagonist who dreams of being a luchador. Tagging along is Buena Girl, the level-headed one every girl in a cartoon tries to be. And the best character on the show? Snoopy. Yeah, you heard me. No, you got the Flea to round up this trio. He's there to be the deranged individual of the group with the sickest signature move that rivals any Mortal Kombat fatality.
The Flea. Yeah, good, Flea, that was special.
Wow, just the implication that this character possibly pulled his suit down and defecated in public over his opponent. I am both disgusted and roused. Yeah, the show relies on a bit of gross-out humor, but was there more to it than that? Let's find out by going back to how Mucha Lucha started. It's Juice and Jam time. As with all cartoons, it began as a pilot. This is Lucha School, featuring the singing talents of what sounds like Eric Cartman doped up on morphing. Hey, give me some of that. We're going to Lucha School. We're going to Lucha School. The pilot wasn't far off from the show's premise, but the original designs were very different, as well as the names. Buena Girl was Super Nina, the Flea was La Cucaracha, and there was a fourth member of the main trio who was violently killed before the show took off. See Clone. He will be missed as the character that, I don't know what he did. Rip in peace anyway. We'll light a candle with a Virgin Mary on the side of the highway for him. Kids WB picked up the series and helped in refining it. This includes giving it the hypest theme song of the 2000s performed by the Chicos de Barrio. I'm Latino, but I can't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. Mucha Lucha is a simple, goofy cartoon. No big subplots, no major character reveals, no grand battles. It's just dumb fun, and that's all Mucha Lucha needs to be. Having this show take place in the foremost world-renowned International School of Lucha gives them a ton of characters at their disposal, like the principal, headmistress, who I wish would step on my balls, and of course Snoopy, or in the Mexican dub, Frijolito.
¡La pulga! ¡No puede! ¡Ay, Frijolito, eres tan lindo, amigo!
But we mostly follow the main trio and the other best character of the show, the Flea, who, I kid you not, his voice was confirmed to be inspired by Cheech Marin, known for the classic stoner film Spy Kids 3D. The Flea is such a nasty, greedy character that I question why are they friends with him, but who cares, he's funny.
Flea, if I ever needed you, I need you now.
Do not worry, Ricochet. The Flea stands tall and forever by your side. Somebody left their lunch! Suckers!
It may not be the most well-written, but what it does have is character. Every episode was a great excuse to show off all the cool luchadors they drew, along with a unique special move.
Ricochet's pulverizing
Oh jeez, I don't think I've seen motion blur on a 2D cartoon, and that face, you know what it reminds me of? As to not piss off the censors, they steered clear of punches and kicks. Instead, everyone transforms into a weapon, so not only did My Hero Academia rip this cartoon off, but so did Soul Eater. I really love a franchise that has one theme and makes a whole bunch of characters within that theme. Like, make a bunch of characters based on a sea life, base them off gems, cars, robot cars, a bunch of springs, sure. Fine. Shoes. Okay, shoe people, that's a creative name. Fuck you. And with Mucha Lucha, it's luchadors. Like, I would love to see people make their own Mucha Lucha sonas along with a transforming special move. Here's mine. I don't know what to name my lucha sona. You all think of it. This was a franchise ripe for creativity.
Sayonara, Subway Slammer! Shiver me timber!
In fact, there used to be a character creator on Kids WB's website, but it seems to currently be lost media. I used to spend a lot of time on that, and if you pay attention, on some TV airings of the show, they featured a few luchadors created with this program in the intro. You can tell they're from the character creator because they look noticeably terrible. Those static poses really just bring it down. Speaking of looking like garbage, Mucha Lucha. Look, it was the first TV series fully animated in Adobe Flash. A lot of the assets feel like they're about to collapse or glitch out, and if you freeze frame at the right time... yeah, they tried, but it's not that bad. Some of the storyboards show off what they were going for, and there were some admirable attempts at posing or giving the characters expressions. For the first full TV series created on a program used mostly for banners and crappy web cartoons, it worked out well enough. Flash and similar programs like Toon Boom usually have a bad rep, but animation has come a long way in showing just what it can do. Now, what's really off-putting is that places like Amazon Streaming has the entire show available in widescreen at 1080p. Maybe there is such a thing as too much clarity. I have never seen this cartoon so crisp. How is that possible from a show made in 2002? Most shows back then were broadcasted in SD without widescreen. Well, that's where we learned the difference between vectors and rasters. Programs like Photoshop mostly use rasters, meaning you zoom in and it's just pixels. But for programs like Flash or Illustrator that use vectors, you can zoom in as much as you want while they remain smooth. Try it. Go to any Flash cartoon and zoom in. You'll never see the pixels.
Yeah, you like that, idiot. I got it. You don't. Shut up.
We are living in a world where Mucha Lucha can be re-released in HD and with the possibility of 4K and beyond, while Avatar Last Airbender's Blu-ray is a frickin' lie. That show was rendered in 576p resolution and is forever stuck like that. Is this the timeline I want to be a part of? Because the answer is yes.
My muffin!
While researching this show, I found a Tumblr blog run by its co-creator, Eddie Mort. He documents a bunch of cool ideas and characters that just didn't make it into the show, like guest stars planned including Mexican luchadors Super Porky and Rey Mysterio Jr., but scheduling conflicts prevented that. So these characters were reskinned to be original, but they did get Blue Demon Jr. as well as the band Los Lobos in an episode.
You know, Ricochet, I have cousins that will do me a favor.
The ones with the snorkeling business in Cancun?
No, the ones with the band, Los Lobos.
Los Lobos? The most caliente band from East LA?
Tons of other hurdles came in during production as Kids WB interfered. When they greenlit this show about wrestling, WB did not want to have actual wrestling in it. Yeah, they thought it was too violent, so the other co-creator, Lily Chen, had to illustrate how the wrestling they're doing is more of a performance. And it worked. The crew basically had to convince Kids WB that wrestling was fake. People just love the personalities and acrobatics of it.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Now, everyone knows what wrestling is, but I feel Mucha Lucha was possibly one of the biggest introductions to Lucha Libre for people outside of Mexico. Co-creator of Mucha Lucha, Lily Chen, explained,
"We noticed that kids loved watching wrestling on TV and may have seen masked luchadors like Rey Mysterio Jr. Often in American pro wrestling, Mexican wrestlers are regarded as novelties. So with Mucha Lucha, we're hoping that kids will come to realize that Mexican wrestlers have their own brand and style of wrestling. There's a whole world and tradition beyond WWE and WCW where the luchador is regarded as a hero and the mask has a significant meaning."
Remember the code, mijo.
Honor, family, tradition!
I
What?
Even though Mucha Lucha is one of the most proudly Mexican cartoons ever, it was made by an Australian guy and Chinese woman. Okay, I know some people would have a problem with that and say they're just trying to capitalize on the fastest growing demographic at the time, but these guys had respect for the culture. Also, animation is a collaborative effort. They had Mexicans working on this series like Jorge Gutierrez, the creator of El Tigre and Book of Life. He designed the show's logo as well as the characters in seasons 2 and 3. It was his first TV animation job and I wonder what characters he designed. WB also promoted Mexican music artists under their label by playing their songs in episodes and selling a soundtrack CD. Truly, this is the best Latino representation Kids WB has done since that one episode of X-Men Evolution where Cyclops gets lost in Mexico and someone calls him a gringo.
Hey, gringo.
That is the only time I've ever heard the word gringo in a kid's cartoon, but anyway, there's lots of examples of franchises starring characters that don't reflect the creator. A cartoon about girls created by a guy, mangas about guys created by women, black characters from white creators, brown characters from black creators, Japanese characters from... Look, as long as you're not making some sort of minstrel show stuff, you'll hopefully be fine writing outside your demographic, especially when you can consult someone or have crew members that fit into that.
And we were really grateful that Warner Brothers wanted to actually feature that aspect in the show. I mean, our first fear when we pitched the idea was, oh, it's going to become like an American wrestling show, and they totally didn't want that, which was great.
Mucha Lucha did well in America, but much better in Mexico, where merchandise flourished. There was a line of toys, including this goopy creature from the 3rd season of Digimon. No Mexican cartoon is a success without Tazos. That's right, Pogs, along with a single Game Boy Advance video game that's regarded as among the worst on the console. How bad can it be? Very bad. There was going to be another game on the PlayStation 2, but it struggled to find a publisher due to the show's decline in ratings, which takes us to Cancellation. Mucha Lucha was a product of the 52-episode rule. There was nothing scandalous that had it canceled, as it just ran its course. Lots of shows see a decline in ratings by the 3rd season. In an attempt to spice things up, the 3rd and final season, Mucha Lucha was rebranded to Mucha Lucha Giganti. What does this rebrand entail? Nothing. Well, except for Ricochet getting a new voice actor.
Here's an old favorite of mine, Half Melvin with a full hit.
Ricochet's become such a strong, noble fighter over the summer. Even his voice sounds different.
Look, I was a stupid kid, and I believe that really was the case for the voice actor. So why did they change voices from Carlos Elizarraqui, the voice of the Taco Bell dog, the most perfect person for a Mexican character, to Goofy's son, Jason Marsden? Maybe since they were making changes in the 3rd season, TV executives were not fond of the accent. Maybe Carlos was busy on other shows like Reno 911. To get a clear answer, I emailed both of them, and I got this response. Wow, I can't believe that was the response. Gigante looked to be the end of the franchise, but as with any 2000s cartoon, it got a TV movie, Mucha Lucha Curse of El Malefico.
A great evil is about to be loosed upon the earth. An evil so stupendous, so terrifying, so disgusting that few dare speak its name. An evil called Jenny Perkins of 13932 Jefferson Way.
Wow, way to dox the girl, asshole. Yeah, it's only available on DVD, thus the 4x3 quality. I remember watching this on Cartoon Network while playing the Endor bunker base in Star Wars Battlefront 1. I remember that more fondly because the movie is alright. They raise the stakes with a more serious villain. Malefico here has some cool transformations, and to my shock, does some on-screen killings.
There, that's better.
There's some real funny moments, and it featured the voices of Penn and Teller, or just Penn, I guess, but having this extended episode of the show was kind of a slog. The movie would have been better as a 30-minute special. It's not anything worth tracking down. And is that a cameo?
Oh my god, it's Bugs Bunny!
So I'm looking at the movie's DVD menu, and I just love how Buena Girl is doing a flip off her roof into solid concrete. That chick don't give a shit. Meanwhile, her dad's smiling at the life insurance he's about to collect. So that's the end of Mucha Lucha. What's next? Well, the creators have been trying to get a continuation going. Mucha Lucha para siempre, which in English translates to lots of fighting forever. There's some comics scattered around the co-creators' Tumblr, as well as this brief clip in a pitch reel.
Did you sleep okay, mijo?
In the same bed I slept in when I was 10? Yeah, great.
That was back in 2014, so who knows if it'll ever happen. Mucha Lucha may not have been the most mature or well-animated show ever, but it certainly was memorable. People love these characters. It paved the way for Flash animation on TV and gave a lot of great representation for both Mexican culture as well as Lucha Libre.
I gotta say 1, 2, 3 more things before I go on.
What is Lucha? Lucha is wrestling with masks, performing athletic tasks. Lucha is flying up, falling down, strutting in, butting out. Lucha is
Honor, family, tradition!
Lucha is wrestling like you've never seen before. What is Lucha?
It's magnifico!
It's all buena.
Mucha Lucha! Premieres Saturday, August 17th on Kids WB.
See you in the ring!
Do your friends think you're cool now? Now you're the coolest you'll ever be.